We're back here. Anything new of interest to check out while I'm here? Not that I can see on the map. State Warden, do you want to say something? No. Let's talk to this guy up here again, see if he has anything new to say before I go talk to the governor. No. Just the servant who betrayed the governor, but it sounds like we're at least somewhat considering also betraying the governor, because she has betrayed the Imperium to the Chaos Gods. Commerce 100%. I guess I don't need to save if it's 100%.
I've read about this.
Governor's Palace is opulent. The gilt finishes and plaster are updated regularly and frequently. It seems too frequently, even for a building situated on the coast. So the palace is getting constant updating, re-gilding, etc., while their nearby temple, wherever that was hiding, was just sort of left to rot, unused. Yeah, there's something very wrong with the nobles here.
A new challenge for me?
Once again, we'll check to see if there's anything else I can do before I immediately go condemn the governess. But my guess is no. Just a bunch of random servants. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna head in. The door guard bows obsequiously. Lord von Valencius, we are most delighted to welcome you as our guest. Would your lordship prefer to speak to the governor alone or with your entourage? My entourage will be coming with me, as always. Greetings, your lordship. How may I be of assistance? I found the rebel's nest, Vistenza. Have you really, your lordship? And what have you learned? Everything, Vistenza. I know everything, and now you have one chance to beg for mercy. Ha! It's a reasonable choice. Let's not waste time on meaningless chatter, Vistenza. You are a servant of the archenemy. Xenos were the ones behind the rebellions. They're dead now. This is not your concern, Vistenza. You have far worse problems to deal with. I kind of like 1 and 4. 2's also fine. But I think I'm just going to go with 1. Everything, Vistenza. I know everything. And now you have one chance to beg for mercy. I'm curious to see what her servant has to say about that sort of comment. Your lordship, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You have woven your web of deceit in vain. You can no longer hide behind the veil of ignorance. Ignatius has seen the evidence of your deeds, heard the cries of the tormented Lelathan, walked amidst the decay that you brought to the maiden world. Enough of your lies, Chaos Wretch. Irlet, Vicenza exclaims breathlessly. How dare you, you filthy vermin! I will have you flayed for that outburst. Your lordship, what is going on? The colors are darting to and fro like startled shadows. The colors know that they are the veil that stands between soul and the truth. If the veil falls, all will turn red and purple. Even now, I can already see the muted purple seeping through. Huh. The veil that stands between the soul and truth. If the veil falls, all will turn red and purple. I'm wondering if that means if we call her out on it, something terrible is going to happen. I've already heard enough, Vistenza, but if you wish me to repeat myself, we know that your loyalty lies with the ruinous powers. Heretical. Everyone has their secrets, I suppose. Everything between us can remain as it was. Or attack. I'm sick of your games and secrecy. Die. No, we'll put it out in the open before we just go straight to attacking. I've already heard enough, Vistenza, but if you wish me to repeat myself, we know that your loyalties lie with the ruinous powers. Vistenza clenches her teeth so hard you hear a crack. I, daughter of House Viat, governor of Xenos, and citizen of the Imperium, serve no one other than the Emperor and the Von Valentius dynasty. And what you are accusing me of is merely a tool at my disposal. A tool that I have the power and courage to use. Do you think ordinary methods would have been enough to tame this demented planet? No. My family struggled for decades to subdue Janus once and for all, and it was all in vain. So she's claiming she's serving the God Emperor and the Von Valentius dynasty, and siding with and getting help from Slaanesh is all in the benefit of helping this world and helping the Emperor and Von Valentius. Just a tool, serving a chaos god, or doing the will of a chaos god, for the benefit of humanity. But loyal servants of those families who have resided on Janus for centuries helped me to unlock a new source of power. Ancient knowledge secretly passed down from generation to generation, accessible to a select few, and which grants power over nature itself. How could I reject it? How could I undo all the work of my predecessors who were entrusted with Janus, who faithfully served the Von Valentius dynasty, and who, with a madman's obsessiveness, hewed this rock into a stunning diamond? 2 days spent among the initiated was enough for me to start hearing the voices of angels in my ears, angels who gifted me the keys of conquering this world. And before you offend my ears with more accusations or moral admonitions, remember who has dutifully served your dynasty all these years. Remember who has devoted her life to turning Janus into the primary source of wealth in your protectorate. Remember to whom your predecessor trusted one of her most valuable worlds, without fear of treachery or conspiracy. Without me, without my service, my sacrifice, Janus would be nothing. Pascal's vox emits a pensive hiss. Behold, proof of why knowledge must remain in the hands of the worthy. Many lay people are capable of possessing it, but a wise man that is not bound by oaths of obedience to the Omnissiah is vulnerable to corruption and free thinking, even more vulnerable than the mind of an ignorant commoner. How terrible it would be to have free thinking. That sounds awful. Yeah, she got her hands on knowledge, dangerous knowledge, and immediately used it in dangerous ways, which is why that knowledge should be kept hidden. What more proof do you need, Elentok? The monkey has confessed to her handiwork. She totally has. You are not saving Janus or improving it, Vistenza. You are destroying this world with your own hands. Theodora knew about your inclination? That is a good question. Heretical. I have nothing to reproach you for. As long as the tithes are flowing into the Imperium's coffers and my own, I see no problem. Heretical. I've heard enough. Continue on as you have been, Vistenza. Let the powers under your control benefit the Von Valentius dynasty. Yes, the powers under your control. You definitely have control over Slaanesh. Slaanesh is not just using you. Dogmatic. In the name of the Emperor, I, rogue trader of the Von Valentius dynasty, sentence you, Vistenza Janus Viat Ab Aram of Koronus to death, or iconoclast. I will not allow a miscreant like you to continue wrecking evil. I'm definitely going to go with the dogmatic option, but I'm hoping I'm allowed to at least ask this first. Theodora knew about your inclination? Did she know? She owned this planet for many decades. She probably did pick up on the local gentry's quirks, but did she ask me outright as you are doing now? No. Your predecessor was much more interested in supplies and ties, which I provided without fail. Yeah, until it got too far out of control, and eventually rebellions started, and the planet started dying, and blah blah blah, and you were no longer able to keep up with the ties and donations. Because you're giving the planet to Slaanesh. In the name of the Emperor, I, rogue trader of the Von Valentius dynasty, sentence you, Vistenza, to death. You made a mistake in thinking that anyone would come to your aid on my world. Servants, to me. I mean, you can get all of your servants killed. And we just stand there as she slowly walks away.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
None are better at searching.
All right.
Blood is my life.
Let's send
Death
you
is my duty.
up here. Oh, dude. Well, you botched that. Bolt pistol. I don't think we care about a standard bolt pistol. I didn't miss anything else.
I see what others do not.
I rise to the occasion.
Put a warp trap in front of us. I am impressed that we're running into traps that aren't all demolitions. Yeah, that's very Slaanesh-y. Also, demon. Intoxicated noble. Intoxicated nobles. That arguably will be able to survive this because they're not set up to attack us. But yeah, we're going to be killing these corrupted nobles.
I align my path with yours. For now.
I'm just going to start this fight.
Stop trying, monkey. I have traveled far darker paths.
Let's have you walk to the front so you don't accidentally shoot one of us in the back. Although now you don't have the shot on both of them that I was hoping for. Ah, oh well.
If it serves your cause. No weakness is hidden from my sight. All of you will bleed!
Perfect. Let's move our melee characters up front as usual. Yeah, so we've got a couple of Slaanesh demons. Bella, you can also go up here. I'm gonna actually just put you here so you're closer to attacking them. Guess there? Sure. Okay, Cassius first, of course. I guess we can make that a melee zone.
Not a servitor. That is foolishness.
Okay, that'll work for me. And we'll give ourselves some dodge bonuses. Oh, I was like, what is behind us? It's that Servo Skull that's been praising us the entire time.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Perfect. Bring it down on Ignatius
If I may.
to get him set up.
All too easy.
Light on fire.
Problem for me.
There you go. And And that's as far as she could take it, but she can't actually grab any of them.
Me?
Might as well give it the kill
If you
zone.
insist, your
I
captain.
don't know.
As duty demands.
I was hoping we'd be pulling that one back in. Shame. You ran too far.
Accept it. Embrace it. Embrace excess.
Okay.
Burn nothing. Such is the will of chaos.
Demonic regeneration.
And your doom.
I have no idea who got hit back there. Maid of Honor summoning another demon. Can you stop summoning demons? You have 164 health. Demonic regeneration, which you have. What is that? Regenerates the wounds of allied demonic creatures. Yeah, that's not something I want. Here, Led. Who do you have aim on? Really? Just this one? Wow, that is really terrible. Alright, let's have you move up to here then. I'll put you... No, I'm trying to find if there's a spot where she can get aim on Vistenza, but it doesn't seem like it. But part of me thinks we need to take out Vistenza and the Maid of Honor as our highest priority. Because they're the ones that seem to be constantly summoning demons. So if I put you here, then hunt down prey on both of them. You can do a precise attack to reduce your cover bonus. Yeah. Go here. We'll start with that. Possibly next turn we'll shift her over to like here. So then she'll have a shot on Vistenza. But for now I think we're fine as is. Oh, we can't mark you yet. That's fine. So you're prey now. So 1 AP there. Another AP for that. That's 3 AP. And then a 2 AP shot. Okay. So we won't do analyze enemies, unfortunately.
I am not your xenos pet, monkey.
Precise attack. Perfect spot. Pull the bold.
I understand your intent.
There we go. And then good shot here.
This tedium is beneath me. Ancestors guide me.
Nice, we got the hit. And I'll call that good. Oh, our veil degradation is so high. Alright, Cabela, what can you do? Not a lot. She can run to here. I wish Pascal was first, actually. Because he could run here and then hit all three of them, which would feel pretty good. But as it is, with him standing there, we can't even use our blade dance. Because if we did, we would hit Pascal. Either way, you go there. Do a strike. Give her a weak point. Then do a strike. Doesn't kill.
Let your soul be purged.
I shall not come.
Oh, that... In my brain, I was thinking doing the jump, to jump there, but I clicked Blade Dance instead, which are not the same things. Pascal, let me make sure. Area effect. It's directly to the sides. Oh, and you can't quite jump there. I could move you to here if I wanted to. Or would it be better to just get you in cover? No, let's just move you here.
See it done.
So you're ready to attack the demon. Again, I could do the jump here. To do 9 damage to each of them. That's so insignificant. No, I'm fine with just leaving you here, probably. Maybe I even should have had her heal Pascal. Didn't think of it.
Death to the weak.
Wow, that was a lot of misses. Alright, Pascal. I want you here. And then doing that hit. But I can probably improve what you can do. I can tank your health even more to boost your damage. Then Medicaid Mechadendrite? Yeah, let's do Reckless Abandon. He'll take 13 damage. But then gain 13 temporary wounds. Then Medicaid Mechadendrite himself.
My frail organics require this.
That's looking weird, but sure. Alright, you've got 3 AP left. We're going to use 2 of it. So I guess use an Analyze Enemies on one of them. Sure, the nearby one. Might as well.
My vow is
My soul sings in ecstasy.
A pretty good hit. I think we'll call that it for your turn. Now, Ignatius, you're finally ready to go. Can you get to somewhere where you get vision on either of them? Probably not. We move you up here. No. Wow, from there you can't even see the demons? That seems rather silly. What about from here? Alright, let's switch to the sniper rifle just so I can see targets. So from there you can see just one guy. No one from there. Really, basically no matter where we go, we're only going to see that one guy. I guess with a run and gun, that's probably what we're going to have to do. So let's go here. Not the gun. do an ignite. Just to take you out. Or, I guess not take you out. Do a lot of damage.
Forge ahead.
So you're on fire. Then we do run and gun. Let's see what I can get vision on. Is there anywhere I can get vision on Vistenza? Yes. From here. I've got vision on quite a few. Okay. Yeah, and our momentum is not building up the way I want it to. That's fine. Go here.
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
Oh, come on. We had vision. Maybe it was the long range. Yeah, it's outside the range of our attack. That's fine then. I guess let's just light one of the demons on fire.
Already done.
I am unsatisfied.
Orchestrate flames, or I could inflame. 18 more damage. Would get you guys both a lot closer to dying. Let's do an orchestrate flames on you.
Suits my purposes.
So that you stay on fire. Then we'll do an inflame, which will also help the rest of combat.
All too easy.
Not quite dead, but we'll be dead soon. We have one more AP I can't use for anything, which is a shame. Alright, Abelard. Let's have you move here, I suppose, and then you can charge at this one. So if we did Sworn Enemy and Reckless Strike, we could also do Forced Distraction to keep them off of Pascal. One, two, three, 4, 5. Means I couldn't do Endure. Kind of really want Endure. Let's do Forced Distraction first, because I really want that.
At your beck and call.
So they can't attack or have difficulty attacking Pascal. Then we'll do Sworn Enemy. Endure.
Victory is imminent.
Then have you charge.
At your beck and call.
There we go. Would give everyone movement that's nearby, because there's a lot of them. Let's go for it. I can't get you quite over to there, but you can move here. Which is still going to be in cover. Pascal could move into cover back here, but might take attack's opportunity to try it. But he can at least handle melee attacks, probably. Okay, didn't provoke. Probably part of the movement that he's getting. Cabela. I guess I could just slide you slightly forward.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Okay. Alright, we also have a tiny bit of movement. Do I move forward out of cover? Just so I can get closer to getting a shot off on some of these people. I don't know. If we can't get line of sight on you because we're too far away, maybe I'll just go back into cover here and then hopefully have better view on... No. I don't know. I think it's fine where Ignatius is. No need to move him.
Stay vigilant.
Ooh, stun grenades. Like, yeah, that probably stuns my guys, but might have also stunned all of the demons. And those hits on the demons are beneficial to me. Let's move you forward. We can move our front line up to here. Feels good. We could give it kill zone. I can do bring it down on Ignatius again. Really?
I am a navigator, not
Then
a servitor.
please ignite more things. Good chance to just kill this one. That's if it crits. There's no guarantee we'll crit.
I don't have time
Oh,
for this.
I can't even see that one. Okay,
Not a problem
go
for
here.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
And then here. There we go. Could hit and flame again. Sure.
Suits my purposes.
Nice. So then we give the turn back to Cassia, who then gives a turn back to Ignatius with Finest Hour.
I'll paint your death in colors.
But now he can move forward. Say to here. And that then gives you... Yeah. Okay. So then we go after Vistenza. That was a whole lot of no damage. Why? That should have done crazy damage. Force field, right. 50% chance to absorb all incoming damage. Of course. So you just take only half of the hits aimed at you. Well, you're on fire, and hopefully that still counts. Definitely going to want to orchestrate the flames on you. Keep those going. I could just outright kill you, although I think you're going to die automatically at the start of your turn. So let's hit you. Then burn you.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Everyone's on fire already. I still have 3 more attacks. Do I focus on killing some of these, or do I just keep throwing up at Vicenza and hoping we beat her 50%? There we go. Okay. Veil degradation. In a dangerous spot. I wonder if her shield will protect her from the burning.
Nothing I can't do.
Okay, I think you're guaranteed to die at the start of your turn. Good. Both of you will die. You'll die. Firestorm could be fun. No, it's not like there's anyone for us to hit. I just never use it. I'll do Revel and Slaughter so I can get my crit chance back up. Do another Ignite on you. Solid hit. Okay, next time you take the burn, which I don't know if you can resist it, then she dies. Let's do run and gun.
Suits my purposes.
Just because I can. And then do another Ignite here. And we might be able to just finish her off right now if we're lucky.
Not a problem for me.
We did not get lucky. Okay, another Inflame then. There we go. Violet lowers her weapon, but her shoulders remain tense. She finally catches her breath, shaking her hair out of her face in a fluid motion, and looks at you. You have done your duty, Ellentalk. From now on, the Lelathan has hope for the future. A future without Silantresh and her followers. This world has yet to be cleansed, but there is a time for everything. Now is the time to thank you. Earlet bows her head slightly. I hope that's the last I'll hear about cultists on Janus. So the heretic is dead, now what? I hope that's the last I'll hear about cultists on Janus. You are hoping in vain. The seeds these spawn leave behind may sprout in 100 years, in other people's and other deeds. I pray that I am wrong. I will most likely return to Janus in the future. I must keep an eye on my worlds. Violet nods pensively. Nothing of note there. It'll be interesting to leave here, like the governor's room, and just be like, hey, I killed the governor for treason. So hopefully someone else in this world is ready to govern. Sinister Diary. Grants plus 20 bonus to lore warp and a minus 10 penalty to willpower resistance tests. Signet ring, 10 to persuasion. That's good. I don't think we have anyone I'm going to use this on. Approved flak vest, I don't think really matters. Enforcer like carapace also doesn't matter. Needle pistol, probably not. Standard bolter. We'll take the signet ring though. So if we go to Cassia, who is our persuasion character, do you have a slot for a signet ring? It goes into one of these 2 slots. Awareness, I want you to keep. I have literally never used this needle ring. So you can get plus 10 persuasion. There is a lot to loot in this room.
Follow my
Keep a
lead.
sharp eye.
There's a lot going on.
Just as I was taught.
Yeah, we'll deal with level ups soon. Only a 78% with Pascal for this tech use.
What a shameful failure.
Come on, man.
Shame and dishonor.
Using all of our attempts.
I have learned much in
Thank
my
you.
exile.
There is nothing in here? Oh, no. Of course, those were in there. It's all just cargo. Okay, I was like, hang on, what? Ophelius Delanor notes on the nature of aristocracy. To be an aristocrat is to exist in a higher state of being, without a doubt. Each of us is born to realize one supreme purpose, to lead humanity to perfection through our example. Perfection which the lesser beings have forgotten in the endless cycle of war and service. Only by attending to their physical, intellectual, and spiritual needs can an aristocrat fully devote themselves to that for which they were born, creative passions. Whether that be the fine arts, the written word, government, or other more refined spheres of worldly knowledge, an aristocrat's passion is in itself a virtue and the highest good. An aristocrat must satisfy these needs by any means open to them. Nothing stimulates a weary mind like fine amasec, a good flogging, or enjoyment of carnal pleasures with women, men, and animals. This is definitely Slaanesh. In the thrall of passion, an aristocrat is at liberty to torture or maim the object of their desire. If the clergy frown upon such an act, repent, atone for the apostasy with jewels, and forgive them their closed minds. For only an aristocrat is given to understand that such acts are in service of a grand purpose. Should an aristocrat deliberately curtail their own desires in some way and fail to appreciate the gifts granted them as one of nature's highest beings, then in what way do they differ from the dust beneath one's feet? From the mindless beasts, or from the crude, deceitful, useless rabble? Such a pretender is an agonizing stain on our noble society, and it behooves every true aristocrat to return our lost brother to the fold, or to stamp out his contemptible life as gladly as we might crush a vexatious bug beneath our boot. Yeah. Power grips grants plus 10 strength. Okay. Abelard, you have strength. Is this better than just your gloves? Does this not go? I guess not. Plus 10 weapon skill, plus 5 strength. No, weapon skill's better. I don't think you care about strength. All attacks of opportunity deal an additional agility bonus damage. That's probably good for you. Plus 3 to tech use. 3 tech use is so limited, I'd rather give you strength. Okay, anything else to check out while we're in here?
None shall stand in my way.
Let us see what I found.
These intoxicated nobles are just like, I have no idea what's going on, but this is some good AMSEC.
A blood-soaked sunset of gold and crimson burns within your soul, but the rest of your colors have faded to gray.
To serve the undying Emperor, one must excise all that is superfluous. What you see is sacrifice. What you see is duty.
Tome of Excess. Grants plus 10 to lore warp, but the wielder suffers 24% more damage from psychic and navigator powers. No! That sounds awful. Taking more damage from psychic powers. Psychic powers already do tons of damage. I guess we're leaving the intoxicated nobles just here. Yeah. Alright, before we leave this place, let's do our level up. Oh, I apparently walked too far. The secretary is shaking in terror, looking around at the devastation. Your lordship, what happened? Where's Lady Viet? What devastation are you seeing here, man? The secretary stares at Earlet in horror. His face twists, but he cannot seem to get out a single word. Janus is under two distinct threats: the corruption of chaos in the form of Vistenza Viet and her associates, and the xenos who had manipulated the servants of the Imperium. I dealt with both of them. Vistenza Viet has been executed as a traitor to the Imperium. Her accomplices must be found and put to death immediately. Alive, Vistenza Viet has tragically perished at the hands of perfidious traitors to the Imperium who infiltrated her inner circle. She must be avenged. Hunt down and execute the conspirators. John's questions, the answer are no concern of yours. You will receive all future instructions from my authorized representatives. Or out of the way, I don't have time for you. No, Janus was under two distinct threats: the corruption of chaos in the form of Vistenza Viet and her associates, and the xenos who had manipulated the servants of the Imperium. I dealt with both of them. Heresy? Xenos? The secretary makes a protective gesture in the air. God, Emperor, preserve us. Your lordship, you have surely saved us from our doom. We will immediately begin scouring the planet to root out any remaining conspirators and traitors. The secretary begins to speak, but thinks better of it, instead choosing to step aside and bow his head as he passes. That's right.
Victory awaits!
I have no guarantee they're not going to immediately attack me when I walk through. Let's just do our level up now. There's no reason for me to put it off. Alright. So we are going to get a new ability and then a common talent. We could pick up Molten Beam. Deals double the damage of Ignite to all creatures in a 12-cell line, and reduces their armor by 14 until the end of combat. If the enemy's armor falls to 0, it gains the warp burn effect. So this one just does the initial damage, but doesn't necessarily light them on fire. But if a lot of enemies are in a line, then we could potentially hit a bunch of them with 2 AP. Wildfire. The Archmilitan's next attack this turn will cost 0 AP and will not count towards their attack limit per turn. The cost of this ability is reduced by 1 AP for every 4 stacks of versatility. I'm getting 0 attacks of versatility, so I don't think that actually helps me. It's amusing to me that I have put 0 effort basically into either soldier or archmilitant, and my power as Ignatius is almost entirely just by being a powerful psyker. So I could grab Molten Beam, which would then open up the possibility of Incinerate. Wow. Or I could also consider looking into some of these other psyker trees, rather than just staying exclusively to pyromancy. But so far I don't feel like I have a strong need to jump out of pyromancy. So yeah, let's just grab Molten Beam. We can get rid of Inflame. We've already got that. We'll mark Incinerate so when it's available, we know to grab it. And then here... yeah, we want Psyker Terminus. We wanted Sacred Rituals. 25% to regain AP spent on psychic powers when Veil Degradation is low. Interesting. Getting more resolve would mean that we arguably would get Cassia's ability back quicker to give us another turn. I mean, she can only do that once to us per fight. When the psyker uses psychic power, all enemies adjacent to the psyker. Yeah, we're just not a frontline psyker. Every time the psyker kills or scores a critical hit against 8 creatures in one combat, psyker's next attack, including attack psychic powers, will cost 0 AP. 8 creatures in a combat, like, we probably pulled that off in that fight, but there aren't a lot of fights where we're getting 8 kills. Well, scores critical hits. Are we scoring 8 critical hits in a combat? Still seems unlikely. All damage over time effects applied by the psyker gain 15% critical hit chance. Ooh. No, that one sounds really good. We do want to be critting more. Alright, you've already got kill zone. Overwhelming stratagem. Grand strategist chooses one of the combat tactics areas. For 1 round, all attacks by allies in that area inflict the overwhelmed effect on any enemy that fails a willpower resistance test for 1 round. Creature suffers minus 25 ballistic skill, minus 25 rate of fire, minus 15 weapon skill. Additionally, melee creatures have their movement points reduced by 3, and ranged creatures try to get behind cover. Okay. Not enough hours to watch Subnautica? Come on, you can watch all of my shows. Grand Strategist chooses one of the combat tactics areas for 1 round. All allies within range 10 cells of this gain the ability to move to that area. Okay, so I could drop the melee spot on a group of enemies, then do a blitz stratagem, and all of my allies can just rush to that location. Held in my gaze. Navigator deals a bunch of damage to an enemy. That enemy must pass a willpower resistance test or become immobilized until the start of the navigator's next turn. What is immobilized in this game? Mobilized targets do not regain movement points at the beginning of their turn and cannot use abilities that move them or add movement points. So it just stops them from moving. They can still, shoot or whatever. Target ally gains plus 26 to their willpower and toughness until the end of combat. Dude. Throw that on Ignatius and then give him a turn? Like the idea that I'm building so much of just, buff Ignatius because then he'll win the fight. But really, it works. All enemies in a 2-cell radius around the target point must pass a willpower resistance test. Those who fail, even if they are stunned or restrained, immediately gain an extra turn where they attack their allies. Every time an enemy becomes the target of this navigator power, again during the same combat, they gain a stackable plus 20 bonus to willpower against it. So if there's a group of enemies, just have them all fight each other. That's tempting. Is it better than these? I think so. We'll go Touch of Anger. As much as I like the idea of Reveal the Light just to boost Ignatius, it doesn't feel as important. Oh, this is 2 AP. Either way, we're going to go for that. Pascal. Gift of Torment. Until the start of their next turn, the executioner gains bonuses to their parameters for each creature, enemy, or ally in combat suffering from the usuals. Bonuses to their parameters. Oh, right. So for bleeding, we get a bonus to armor. For burning, we get a bonus to dodge. And for toxin, we get a bonus to deflection. So in his case, he'd just be getting tons of dodge. Neat, but meh. All enemies suffering from damage over time effects in a 4-cell radius around the executioner immediately suffer an extra instance of damage from these effects. They must also pass a resistance test or suffer additional negative effects. Okay. Executioner's next melee attack forces all enemies hit to run away from the executioner in a straight line for up to 3 cells. During this movement, the targets do not provoke attacks of opportunity and leave a bloody trail on the ground which remains until the end of combat. Movement through these bloodstained cells costs the executioner 0 movement points. Okay. Giving you more movement is okay, but having enemies run from you is not as cool. I think we'll go with pain resonance. You. Okay, you're going to get a skill. They're recommending awareness and athletics. Neither one is necessarily your focus. Medicae is one of your major skills, and demolition and carouse. We'll just boost Medicae. Where do I boost demolition? No, your demolition's already 95. I was just thinking because Argenta's not here. She's our demolitions expert, but her demolition's great, so that's fine. Does that mean Argenta's demolition is over 95? Because Argenta was always chosen as the demolition person of having the highest demolition. Weird. Alright, we'll give you Medicae. Assassin makes an attack that does not count towards the limit of attacks per turn and does not block the assassin's movement, but deals only 25% of the assassin's usual damage. If the attack is successful, target suffers the hemorrhage effect. Beginning of each of the target's turn, they will suffer 10 rending damage that ignores armor and deflection. Sounds good. So it's a low damaging attack that doesn't count against our attack limit, but puts on a ongoing damage. For 1 round, the assassin becomes... How many AP is that? 0. Neat. For 1 round, the assassin becomes the lowest priority target for enemy attacks and gains the elusive effect. Can move through enemies, gains agility bonus to dodge, plus 10% additional damage, and all half cover provides the assassin 50% cover efficiency. Or poised to strike. Makes an enemy suffer penalties to armor and deflection until the end of the assassin's turn. If there is only 1 enemy adjacent to them, the assassin also gains more dodge. If there are no enemies adjacent to the assassin, they gain dodge reduction. We'll go with Death Whisper. Ongoing damage is great. We can synergize that with Pascal's ability to use ongoing damage to his benefit. Claim the Bounty is one I keep wishing I had and don't. Just to get a free extra attack on a turn. Bounty Hunter's next attack during this turn will have 100% over penetration and 14% armor penetration. The next attack that hits a target marked as prey is always a critical hit. Okay, I was going to say the over penetration isn't that important. That only works if an enemy is lined up behind you, which isn't often, but guaranteeing a crit is pretty good. Allies gain plus 7% hit chance against trailed enemies. An ally kills a trailed enemy, Bounty Hunter gains an extra turn. When it's used for the 3rd time during combat, the Bounty Hunter recovers plus 1 charge of Hunt Down the Prey. Whenever an ally attacks a target marked as prey, does additional damage and gains half the bounty hunter's current bonuses. I think I'm going to actually go with piercing shot, so we can start guaranteeing some crits. Because I think she has a lot of features that give bonuses if you crit. Alright, Vanguard forces an enemy in their melee range to immediately attack the Vanguard. All of the Vanguard's allies who are wielding melee weapons and adjacent to the enemy make an attack of opportunity against that enemy. Meh. Until the start of their next turn, the Vanguard gains damage deflection against ranged attacks equal to the number of stacks of unyielding beacon. Additionally, the Vanguard becomes immune to push and forced movement. I don't know how high we usually get of unyielding beacon. Each attack against the Vanguard grants them +1 stack of unyielding beacon. So we're supposed to be getting attacked a lot. Yeah. So something like this provokes us getting attacked, which also helps with our unyielding beacon. Gains a bunch of parry until the next turn. Whenever the Vanguard parries an enemy's attack, they immediately make an attack of opportunity with a penalty to weapon skill against that enemy. So a good way to just end your turn when you're surrounded by enemies is you just throw this on, and then you get free attacks of opportunity against enemies. I guess a lot of these fail because we don't typically have a bunch of people near our Vanguard, near Abelard. So it just doesn't seem as useful. So do I want to allow us to have deflection against ranged attacks? Or parry against melee? And I think parrying against melee feels better. Okay, in your skills, you're primarily carouse, athletics, and that's it. You've got some commerce and some lore Imperium, but who else has commerce? Cassia does. Carouse is already stupid good. So maybe I'll give you athletics, just to get it a little higher, since you do keep failing it. There we go. Everyone's leveled up. Are these guys going to attack us? No. They are not dumb.
Weakness.
I normally steamroll the fight, so I don't want to take abilities that help when I'm not winning. Yeah. I mean, that fight started out a bit rough. We actually saw our resolve moving down to nearly the peril side of it, where they would have gotten bonuses and we would have gotten penalties. But then Ignatius took a turn, killed a bunch of things, and it turned completely around.